Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Friday night broadcast right here. I'm surrounded by a panel here tonight. Listen, it's the end of the season on here. We're getting ready for the playoffs. We're getting ready for the All-Star game. You guys know where it's at. You guys know what's happening right here at the Bar League. Let me introduce my co-host who's been here every single week. I'm talking about Big D. Big D, what's up, brother?
Howdy, how are you? Last week.
I don't know about you, but I'm busting out the beer.
Nice.
Because it is Bar League hockey, and we're gonna have some beer tonight, boys.
That's how you gotta do it, man. You can't do it anywhere else. And Big D, we got some colleagues here, man. We got some co-hosts, some guests on the show. You guys hear this guy week in, week out over there with jingles, capturing the games, going to play-by-play. I'm talking about the man, Greatness. First time here on the show. Greatness, how you doing over there?
Oh, I'm doing great. It's been a good day.
Hey, you know it's going to be a great show. When you got Greatness on the show, you got Big D here. And Big D, welcome our other guests on here for this Friday night.
First timer, also an all-star, and he's the goaltender and sometimes left wing for the Warriors. Drizzy, how are you?
I'm good. Very rarely left wing, but yeah, I'm good.
Oh,
I actually got a goal the other night. Finally broke the streak.
Nice.
Big D, they're already commenting in chat there. You're having trouble with the Corona premiere?
Yeah, a little bit. I had my thing backwards, so we're good though.
Awesome. Hey,
experience coming through.
But you know what, Big D, I gotta congratulate you, man. You got your beer. You seem very confident. Your chest is open in there. It's Friday, man. But listen, fellas, this guy has told me, he's told everybody here, everybody watching the show, everybody in the Bar League, he said, after this season, once the season's done and with who's going to be number one in the standings, Big D, you called it, and I got to give my props here to you. Because after this week, we know who finished, we know who's where, we know who's going in the playoffs, who's matching up with who, and I'm talking about the Riverhawks, man. Getting it done, finishing first, man.
Yeah, so I picked the Riverhawks just because of their depth. Their depth is just so good, and being they got a late trade, as in Oscar, as in Patriots. I think he's been solid on the back end for them, playing a little wing. But if you just look at their stats, like their top 12 scorers, they all have more than. They're in double digits. So, I mean, they're pretty solid front to back. And they're being led by Krejci, who's just been outstanding. And it's probably looking like he's probably going to be the front runner for the Vezina. So,
yeah.
Hey, man, listen, I got to give you the props here. Because, listen, Scrub City was number one every damn, was it 6 weeks in a row on here? And then finally, we got a new number one. It's the Riverhawks, and that's who ends up being first. Greatness, what do you think about that, man? Are you surprised the Riverhawks are number one, or are you here with Big D saying the depth got them the job done, and that's why they're number one?
I will say this. I am surprised that the Riverhawks did take the number one spot. I think it's no surprise. It's no shocker. I've been pretty vocal about it. I am a big fan of Geezer, and I thought he was just going to carry him to the promised land. He started playing more than 2 games a week. I thought he was just going to run away with it. I mean, you saw him rocket up on the stat sheet. He's number one in the league for points now, just one shy of 100. But yeah, I thought he was just going to carry him all the way through. And yeah, Riverhawks, that depth that Big D's talking about is definitely there. They have some outstanding players over there, very talented guys with thumbs. Big shout out to my boy Pringmeister over there, having a hell of a season just in 5 games.
What about you, Drizzy, man? You've played Scorp City week in, week out here this season. Are you surprised that they're not? They didn't finish number one, or what, man?
Honestly, if I had to go back and take a choice, I was probably riding with the Riverhawks. It might be because of the Izzy bias, but I mean, just going against Mizzy week in and week out, and those guys, and seeing how Krejci plays, I knew that they're going to be a tough team to beat. And also could be something with, you know, we had a lot of success against Scrub City this year.
Yes,
You can
yeah.
go back to the beginning of the year too as well. Granted, we might not have faced their first line a bunch of times, but I knew when we did, we've taken them to the wire. So I
You've
feel like
beaten Geezer
Riverhawks,
a few times too. Like, don't sell
yeah,
yourself short. You guys were their nemesis this season for sure.
yeah, 100%. You know, and I mean, you can even go back to the one where we won and had to forfeit, and you know, a couple of days later we had to forfeit before we could even get into the game. So, but I definitely know, like as a goaltender, the team I hated to go against the most was definitely the Riverhawks. You know, Mizzy, Dizzy, my Izzy boys over there, CN, and then they added Big D, which I don't believe I had the chance to play against once he went to that team. So I think the only time I did play Big D was with the Ice Hogs, if I'm not mistaken.
And another point to that is, this is really interesting, is that he just mentioned that the Warriors could have probably catched the Maggles if they wouldn't have forfeited 2 games in week. It was either 2 or 3.
Believe that was week 2.
So
Could have been week 1, but I'm not 100% positive on that.
So after the trade after I TR'd and went to Riverhawks, they got Brandon and they started playing some good hockey. Drizzy kind of found it in net. They got Westfield back there on D, shutting it down. They got Brandon up front, had a center that they could really, you know, run the center, and then you have your wings that could, you know, play with him. And they started playing some good hockey. So that's really unfortunate, the fact that they had two forfeit losses, and they could have probably had the chance to catch the Maggles.
Just ran out of time.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, forfeits hurt, man. Forfeits hurt, especially if games that you won, you got to take a forfeit. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, and that's the third one. That's not even including the other
right,
one. So.
right. We're
Yeah.
factoring that in. I mean, so you know, you talk about matchups and stuff. I mean, if you're taking a look like at Superman is Kryptonite, what it was, that's what it was. Scrub City Warriors. I thought they always played them good, man, regardless of the record. You know. Changes were great, but time did run out towards the end on there. Greatness, before I get there to greatness, I'm just going to give a quick shout out. Beat Pack in the chat there. Shout out, giving a shout out there to you, Greatness, as well as Dyke in the chat, man. What's up, fellas? Thanks for joining us here on this Friday night, wherever you guys may be right now. But this is the place to be right here. Friday, Bar League, where else? But Greatness, I got to add to what you said about Scrub City. And I look at, especially this week, I am surprised that they did not finish number 1 on here. And because the guys started playing again. I'm talking about Geezer, Whips, and all that. And you look at the stat sheet for this week. You had Geezer with 21 points, Whips 20, Borrow 20. McTricky even showed up this week, 19 points, you know. So you're like, how do they not finish at number 1, man, with all those damn points, goals on there? But then you look at the Riverhawks, man. I mean, they straight out dominated every single game here this week. They made it a mission to finish number 1, and boy, they did not disappoint here at all.
Yeah, couldn't have said it better.
Yeah, like they went 6-0 on the week, and they also beat Scrub City. So if Scrub City wins that game, do they get in first? I'm trying to pull up the stats.
Right now you're looking at a 2-point
they
difference.
don't. They don't, because that game went into overtime against the Ice Hogs.
Right.
I think all they needed was 1 point, right? Oh wait, no. Yeah, I think Scrub City would be looking at number 1.
It may
That's
have
what I mean,
down
so-
to like what then, like the head-to-head at that point, if it was tied.
No, it wouldn't be tied if Scrub City took that game out the Riverhawks.
you're
The standings
right.
would be reversed right now. Yeah.
You're right. Man, so, I mean, that's how close it came, man. You know, me and Big D, beginning of the season, we mentioned this, you know, when we looked at the teams on there, that's the type of season we're going to get. And that's what we got here. And I think it's going to make for a very interesting playoffs here. We'll get to those matchups here later on and give you guys our prediction rundown on those. But yeah. So right now, so as it stands, it's Riverhawks number 1 with 62 points, Scrub City with 60, Ice Hogs finishing third there with 57, and then Maggles with 40. So there's going to be your top 4 going into the playoffs. Warriors and Oldies out on there, heading to the playoffs. Where do you want to jump into, Big D? I mean, we got a lot to talk about. We got stats, we got stars, we got all stars, we got the playoffs, man. Where do you guys want to dive into?
Just as normal. Let's do our 3 stars of the week.
We'll do stars. And listen, you fellas on here, if you guys want to chime in as well, if you guys got any outstanding top performers on here that maybe me and Big D do not mention or want to add into what we do mention, feel free to do so. So Big D, give me one of those stars, man. Who do you got?
For my 3rd star, I got Mizzy Mike. He played 4 games, 8 goals, 7 assists for 16 points. Just an absolute stud. Sitting on the left side, one-time bombs.
And,
He's always open.
Yeah. So that's who I have for number 3.
And he's one of those guys, you know what I mean? We mentioned about the Riverhawks, Mizzy Mike, a huge piece on that team, man. Huge piece. Very solid, finish here for him towards the end. My 3rd star here, we haven't seen him. I mean, there's been weeks he's came out, performed on there, then he took a big gap. He wasn't here. I'm talking about Casper, man, for the Magles. He did come up as well, same as Mizzy Mike. Finished up 16 points this week, 11 goals, man. I don't know if he had the most goals this week, but looks like he did. So this man had no problems, Big D, finding the back of the net.
Yeah, he's a good right wing for them. Him and who is it? Who's their center? I think it's Maggle, maybe. Seifert, maybe. But yeah, they're playing some good hockey. Yeah, they're playing some good hockey right now. And like I said before, they can be dangerous if they get the availability in the playoffs. So don't count them out.
I don't think anyone should. Basically, this is the most competitive season that I've seen, and yeah, like the Maggle is sneaking in that 4 spot. I mean, I did have them below the Warriors in the power rankings this week, just kind of throw some motivation their way. But yeah, Casper himself, I mean, he is one of the most talented in the league, and because of this last week, he just got a Calder nomination and well deserved. I mean, the dude can play. He's nasty.
Yeah, and you're right. To add to that, I mean, you can't count any of these teams. I mean, you look at the weeks. There was a week that the Magos were just all out dominant. Then you had a week that the Scrub City just came out, and and you saw a week like this where the Riverhawks. So it depends, and I think it's also going to depend on the matchups, the availability on there. But yeah, absolutely, you cannot. Discount the Magos on here. They're in the playoffs. That's all that matters. And listen, playoff hockey becomes very interesting. The regular season at that point you could throw right out that window. And especially on a season like this, I think where as competitive as it is, there wasn't really like one team just straight out dominated every time. You know what I mean? So you had, like I said, you had each week you had teams step up on this and. We'll see what happens. I mean, right now they're going to take they take like a week break off, right? And then we get into the playoffs after the All-Star. I don't know if I don't know if Riverhawks want that though, man. I mean, they're hot right now. They're going through Big D. You think that is going to affect the Riverhawks coming to the playoffs or what?
No.
Okay.
They're just so good. They're very talented. The thing is that a lot of these guys play in different or several other leagues, and that they're gonna keep their thumbs nice and hot. And not only that, but their depth's gonna carry them. I don't know. It's gonna be a good competitive playoff. I do see them going far, but I don't see them slowing down.
That's another thing too. Like you said, you mentioned they're in a lot of leagues. A lot of leagues are starting up right now. I know there's a few drafts this week. So a new season starts next week. Are they gonna be able to, put this league as priority? It is a banana league. I don't know. We'll see.
Oh, that's a good point there, Greatness. I didn't even think about that. You know what I mean? Because with the All-Star thing, and then you take the break through. Hopefully not. Hopefully, Matt, like I said, and that could happen, and then you'll be like, how the hell the Riverhawks out round one right away, or you see like a sweep happen, but that could possibly do. You know what I mean? We've seen stuff like that happen, in the past as well. Just want to give a quick shout out, Herbs Gaming there in the chat as well, and then
Yeah,
BPAC
really.
on here indicating, it's going to be rough to see the Magos get that upset. So. He's on that side there as well. Going back to the stores here, Big D, I got to give a shout out here to this guy. I cannot not mention him here on the show. You mentioned him numerous times on this show for the Riverhawks. Crazy, man, in net there. How about this, man? Played in all 6 games here, 6-0. 6 wins. Not only that, 87.4 save percentage, 1.92 goals against average. How about this? 83 saves. Man, not only did he get the wins, man, I mean, he faced tremendous shots, like 95 shots faced here this week. Talking about doing the work here, man.
Yeah, I think he finally put the TikTok down. I don't know, like his play style is so interesting to me because, yeah, he doesn't move, but he's so deep in his net. And I don't know if that's because he's watching TikTok and he's just naturally in position for shots. But even still, like, he's just been lights out. That's why, like we said before, the Riverhawks are doing so well. It's just that he's been lights out. He's been just so good. And that's why he's up for the Vezina, like I said. And when you have good goaltending, that carries you a long way. No matter, it don't matter how good your defense is. If you have good goaltending, you can rely on the defense to go up and carry the play, whatever. Because they got Jay Sawyer back there, so he rushes the puck a ton. So with Krejci being back there, that allows him to go and be in the offensive zone, knowing they have that security blanket behind him. So. That's why they're doing so well.
One thing you mentioned was that Krejci likes to stay back deep in his net. Drizzy, maybe you can attest to this. Do you think it's more because like nobody's running heat seeker anymore, and people are barely like taking those point shots? Because that was one of the more frustrating things last year in 22.
Believe it or not, it's actually my first year playing goalie. I played a little bit of goalie last year. I wasn't even really much of a shell player up until like after the New Year's. This year is when I kind of got back into it after a few years. Really only played a few games of goalie. So for me to like compare from last year, kind of tough for that. Other than, the stuff I picked up this year. I do know, like me, I feel a little bit more comfortable from the point with shots. It's just the tips and stuff like that. Or sometimes you just kind of miscommunicate an angle. Easily happens. But no, Crazy is someone that, I try to study on and try to watch week in and week out, especially when I play him. Just stuff like him and Valsey, stuff I can pick up from them. Playing with Hartsey for a few weeks too as well. I kind of learned like where to stand right from the beginning of a play. So it's definitely helped a lot.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And just tack on Big D over there. Hey, listen, if it's TikTok that gets them through, that's fine, man. Whatever gets the job done. You don't want to be falling asleep back there either. You know what I mean? So, sometimes you got to keep yourself
got the weirdest
occupied there,
rituals.
man.
Yeah, I don't know how he does it. Like I'd be.
Take some notes.
I'll tell you what,
Big D.
anytime a puck hits the post, I'm sitting there hitting the sides of my freaking chair. So
the post
behind me.
If I was watching TikTok, it would have been the Scrub City against Ice Hogs game, letting up 11, and I wasn't watching TikTok.
I thought you might have.
There you go, man. So you heard it here, fellas, man. We gotta get Crazy on the show here one day, Big D. We gotta figure this thing out, man.
Yeah.
Or mic him up in the game, man.
Mm-hmm.
He's not busy.
So for my second star, I got Mick Trickey.
Okay.
3 games played, 10 goals, 9 assists for 19 points. He played a lot of games this week. Well, I guess not a lot, but 3 games. One game against us in the Riverhawks, I don't know, he had like 5 or 6 points that game, but it was him, Barrow and Jay Whips up front, and they were just terrorizing us. McTricky's a solid player, and we said before, like, if he goes to Scrub City, they're going to be even that much more dangerous. I've loved playing with McTricky. He's a good player, spreads the ice out well, and he's just doing good things over at Scrub City.
Definitely one of my favorite teammates.
Now, what do you guys think about Geezer playing center, man? Because we've seen it here this week.
Geezer can play whatever he wants.
Okay. Doesn't matter. Hey, listen, a lot of guys won't argue with you there. I agree. That's a good start right there, Big D. I'm gonna stay also with Scrub City on here. Geezer did have a solid. I had the most points here this week with 21. But I like Barrow, man. Barrow as well as far as points per game, just as tricky on here. He actually had 20 points, and he was a total dish master out there. 13 assists. I like that. I like to give the guys shout out for the assist. Not just the guys putting the pucks in the net, but guys that get the job done where it starts from. Right there, Barrow, my top star here, man.
I'm gonna have to agree with you. Barrow's my top star. 7 goals, 13 assists, 20 points. Also, a shout out as a honorable mention. I got Dizzy, 5 games played, 18 points. We talk about the Riverhawks. He's been so good, and I think the reason why he's been so good is he's got Mizzy on the left wing, and he's just got to feed him meatballs. So he's got 3 goals and 15 assists for the week.
He's always open.
That's what I mean. Mizzy's always open, so Dizzy's just got to sit there and feed him meatballs in the slot, and bang. So that's my honorable mention for this week.
Hey, did Stump play in D all the games this week or no? Or did you guys have him up for
Jersey?
I believe we played him at forward all week. I know there was actually like a game or two he didn't play. We kind of switched lineups around a bit.
Gotcha.
I even played D for a game this week, and I'm definitely not.
How'd that go?
defenseman.
Yeah.
Wake up call. Playing against Mizzy and Dizzy and all them.
And Geezer over there too. Yeah.
You gotta get on that TikTok, man. No, I was just wondering because Stump on here, man. I mean, the man put up 11 points in the 3 games played, but if you're saying he played forward, then that definitely explains that. Shout out to Whips. Looks like Whips' birthday out here tonight. I don't know.
Wednesday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why Barrow had so many assists. He's giving him a bunch of birthday presents.
It all makes sense, man. Awesome. So, fellas, greatness or Jersey. I mean, you guys have anything else to add to that as far as stars? Any guys that me and Big D maybe missed out or?
Someone I would like to, honorable mention would be Valsey.
Oh, God.
Not because he drafted me or because, someone I look to. I know he played, I'm trying to look at it here. Played wing against us and 2 goals, 4 assists in 1 game. On top of just being himself in that throughout the week. And someone else I like to shout out is actually our guy, Dad Smith. Hasn't played goalie all season long. Goes in against Riverhawks, a very solid line with Mizzy and Dizzy and them, and posts an 80 save percentage. Hell, I'd say that's phenomenal. So, especially against a team like that.
No shout out
coming off dry.
No shout out for Dad Smith, man. He ditched the show here tonight, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he did. That's right. You're right.
All right, so there's our stars on here in our final one, which is great. Maybe next week, Big D, we'll do our season one, man, for the entire season. We could do that.
Well, we do have awards that we can talk about tonight too.
Okay.
The awards were posted and all the nominees.
Okay. I wouldn't mind doing like a team of the year, like a team of the season type deal with the media crew, and seeing what we come up with. Do like top 3 forwards, 2 D-men, and a goalie. I think it's gonna be pretty obvious who we're gonna pick, but for most of those positions, but it could be fun.
That's interesting.
Do you want to do that now, or do you want to do it later?
Well, I mean,
oh man,
we're missing Jingle and Sammy.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So I gotta do
I'm
some
not part of the
homework
crew.
back
I
here,
can give you
Big D.
my opinion. I'm not part of that crew, so I could run you an opinion on that. What I would do.
What, is it Drizzy, 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 Drizzy?
Drizzy, Mizzy, and Dizzy, and you fill in the blanks. No, but honestly, it probably looks something like, I think C. Webby's a guy that's really played out all season. Mizzy, Dizzy, Burrow. So I mean, it is hard to kind of put it down, but I would definitely say probably my wingers. I would go with, again, this is probably some bias. This is why I'm not an analysis and you guys are, but I'd probably go on the wings, something like Mizzy and Webby, and then probably looking at like a Jay Whips or a Burrow right down the middle. And then my goalie,
No Geezer. Are you kidding me?
I just think I haven't seen Geezer
I love that
play
dude, man.
enough.
It's fine.
Other than looking at stats, I'm kind of just basing off of what I've seen with my own two eyes and not what I'm looking at numbers wise. Just what I've seen and what's giving me headaches going against.
Okay.
And I know some of my best battles were against Ballsy all season long too, which is also another great team. But we played them, and I feel like I was always on point when we played them, especially playing against someone like Ballsy. Definitely helped step my game up.
Yes.
Oh, you mentioned Volsey. I got to bring this point. Big D, I forgot to ask you, man. I know you were in this game. Was one of the hot matchup this week that was talked about on the Discord.
Jesus.
Riverhawks against the Ice Hogs that ended up going to overtime. It looked like it was the Huncho Mikey show and the C Web on your side. Both goaltenders solid. We went about crazy against Volsey. I mean, that matchup's always a great duel. What happened in that game, man? Can you give us a rundown recap of that 4-3 OT game?
So it was pretty tight for most of the game. Like it was very surprising that the game was so close because we had just played Scrub City the game before and we got absolutely demolished. And we kind of figured that it was going to happen at least I figured it was going to happen the same way. Like the first game, we were just like out of position. We were running into each other. We weren't getting any flow. We weren't doing nothing. And then
and chase guys are going off sides every time. Like it was a mess.
Yeah. So and then we changed the lineup. Volsey couldn't be in game one, so I played goalie, and then I went to center, and Volsey went into net, and then we kind of started to get a little bit of flow, and it was also nicer because like I kind of know how Mikey plays. Center. I kind of know how he takes face off, so it was more of a confidence boost me going in because I knew how to win draws against him. And then the Riverhawks play so much more loosely than Scrub City, so like we were able to kind of move the puck. We were kind of able to break out. They took some penalties and stuff like that. So, but the game was pretty close. And then towards the end, we scored with like 0.9 seconds left. We were like going nuts.
That was awesome. Yeah.
But like went into overtime, and it was I think it was like maybe the 9-minute mark or something. It was kind of a crappy EA goal in my opinion. So I think
always works like that in overtime.
I think whoever their left wing or right wing was came down and just fed a puck into the middle of the slot, like forced it.
Dizzy, and Mikey just ran to the goalie and kicked it in.
Yeah, so like I was there, and I think it was either Reimer or somebody else was right in front of the net, and they were standing right in front of him, and for some reason, Mikey gets a stick on it, puts it in an OT. So, it was a pretty close game. There was a lot of positives came to that game, being that we're, number 3 and they're number 1, but, we'll take it and we'll go back to the drawing board and try to get a win.
Now, is that a concern, though, man, Big D? I got to ask this. We talked about the Magos on here. That finished 4. They made pull-up upsets here in the playoffs. But I look at the Ice Hogs, who had a tremendous start to this season. But then you look at towards the end here, especially the final night of the regular season, the way you guys finished off, is that going to be a concern heading to playoffs? And that's how you guys head into the playoffs. Now you're going to even take a week off, and that is that going to dwell on the Ice Hogs losing 10-2 to Scrub City and then losing that overtime game to the Riverhawks? Or you think you guys going to be able to turn things around, man? Greatness, you too, man. What do you think of these man? These Ice Hawks here, the way they
I mean,
finished the season.
yeah, it's got to be in the back of their heads a little bit. Dropping that 10-2 game. Especially they did have a solid lineup. I know Big D, didn't have his best game in net, but like I said, they did look all over the place. But I mean, I don't know. They did kind of tighten up that second game, but
I th- so I think we can do some damage,
yeah,
but I think that Hoagie and Sniper need to put the right lineup out. Um, my opinion, I think our best lineup is C. Webby, fortified at center, and me. I think we distribute the puck well. I think when things go awry, we can kind of change our game. I think, if that's your top line, and then you got Sharp Hoppy on the
yeah.
back end,
Oh
who is
boy.
also a Norris caliber player, and Valsey plays the way he does, I think we can play with the top teams in the league. The problem is when we get down, is are certain lineups going to change their game? Because we all know how, like, I love Hoagie to death. I do. But he does not change his game. And then he gets frustrated and he shuts down. But he doesn't change his game. So I don't know how he's going to change the lineup or what lineup he's going to run. But I think if we can get some confidence in our game, I think we'll be fine. It's just a matter of playing the right way and realizing and assessing the situation of how we're going to play against certain teams. Because to me, Riverhawks, just an example, Riverhawks and Scrub City, they play a certain way and they play both different. So
Yep.
it's how you're going to attack those teams. And if you just plan on going into the game and just playing the way you're going to play, we're not going to do so well. But if we go in and we actually have a plan of how to beat them, I think we'll be okay.
Listen, tell Hoagie grab a goddamn sandwich, man. There's something, man. The guy started off the season on fire, and then all of a sudden he disappears from the show, disappears from
He
the
had he had
ice.
he had a great season. I mean, he still averaged 3 points a game. I know it's a little bit easier this year than last year, but I mean, 3 points a game, that's nothing to shy at. He still had a decent season, and he's up for a Selkie too. So I don't know.
Okay.
I guess he did kind of. You know what?
Maybe he's
I did cut
overlooked
you
by
off. He
Webby
did
on there.
he did cut off a little bit. My
Okay.
bad.
Okay.
I just think the thing with Hoagie is that, like, he's such a nice guy that when it comes to playoff time, you got to play your best guys. Like this is my thing. Like, he picked me up because of depth. He wanted to have a decent right wing and he wanted to have a solid backup goaltender. But the thing is with him is, like, he was like, okay, I'll put you in right wing here, and then so I can get you your games, I'll be on left wing. Well, Hoagie's not a left wing. He's not right-handed.
Yeah.
So, like, he plays, to me, when he plays left wing, he's kind of lost out there. He's just kind of out there like, okay, I'm going to get in the slot and I'm going to feed one-timers or I'm going to shoot one-timers. Like, you have to, like, when you play teams like Scrub City and Riverhawks, you have to learn to cycle the puck. You got to learn how to break the puck out. And when he's on left wing, like, everything goes to shit because he's just focused, because he's playing very cautious because of the fact that he's on left wing and it's not his natural position.
Shots fired.
So it's no offense to him. It's just it's the way it is. So for us to do some damage, we need to get some chem, and that involves getting games in or something during the week off or whatever. But if he's going to play right wing, he's got to play his game and he's got to learn to move the puck and cycle the puck better than just forcing it through the middle and shooting. Like, because these teams are just they're just going to shut us down.
Right.
And that's exactly what Scrub City did.
Right. Listen, you can't have 10-2 games, man. You guys ain't the oldies out there, man. Sure, that's how it looked like
Yeah.
it over there, but you know what I mean? Especially heading into the playoffs. But hopefully you guys get things figured out on there. We'll see what happens. What do you guys want to dive in? I know we've got the All-Star coming in, next week. There's going to be coverage for you guys
Jay-Z.
on that. We had announcement on the players for all of that as well. Should we jump in there, Big D, on that or what?
Absolutely. Let's do it.
You got the lineups, the rosters on that or what?
Yeah. So, hold on. Let me pull it up here real quick.
So it starts Monday night, right? Monday night is what, the shootout on there?
Yeah. So, we're going to start Monday. I'm going to probably have a stream up. I'm not exactly sure how they're going to work it. Me and Greatness were talking about it before everybody got in.
I got rumors. That's it. That's all I got is rumors. I don't know.
Hey,
So
I wanna hear those, man.
I'll tell you what I think they should do. Greatness can tell you his rumors and whatever. So what I think they should do is, now granted we're going to have a stream up, so everybody's going to see it. But what I think they should do is they should get or they should pick whoever's going to do this breakaway challenge or whatever. So say you have 10 guys or
Probably not
6
that many.
guys.
Yes.
Well, let's just say you got 12 guys. Let's just say that.
Sure.
So you could put a full lineup plus a goalie. So what you do is you run 2 practice modes. So say one at 8 and then one at 8:30. Let's just say. So then you load them into practice mode, and then you go down and you choose the lineup, who's going to go first, and then you play against the opposite team's goalie. That way you can go in, you could do your Michigans and your, behind the back Datsuks or whatever. And then you can say, okay, well, you got 5 shots. And then whatever. That's how I would do it, because of the fact that, just because you can kind of make it like the NHL is this year. Like, they just piss around and they do, Michigans in one hand, like Zorros and stuff, and, whatever. That's how I would do it.
Can't you just Can't you just run 12s or something and just have guys lined on each side, or no? Is that something possible?
Well, that's kind of what I heard
think
that they
that's
were
what
going
he's
to
getting
do.
there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I heard that they're going to go into 4s. They're going to make one lobby in 4s and then have people stand on the sides and then take penalty shots. That's what I heard. Now I don't even remember where I heard it from. I'm not even sure if that's from a credible source, but that's what I heard how it was going to be. Again, I'm hoping somebody in the chat could help us out, but
that makes sense, but at the same time, that slows everything down.
Right.
If you're going to do this,
get the penalty and all that.
Yeah,
and just controlling everybody, all that madness, all at once too. I don't know. They got a couple of days to figure this out, but I don't know. I figured that just you have your 6s. Everybody's just lined up on each side and get one guy go at each time. That guy face the other goal.
I have an idea. Basically, you take 5 guys, all right, and then they go up against they hop into free skate. Okay, they go into practice mode. And they take their penalty shots one by one on a computer goalie. Because that's in the regular the real NHL. The goalies are out there flailing. They're not actually playing goalie. They're flailing about, and there has to be some type of judges, I guess, and who has the best. I don't know, but I have no idea how this is going to go. But it looks like TJ has something. It says, I think the plan right now is 5 from each team in practice with other team's goalie.
Which is what Big D pretty much mentioned, right?
Okay.
All right.
To me, that
go in there and flail around.
that seems the simplest.
Okay. And I like
Like,
simple, man. You want to keep as simple, not too complex as it is already. You know what I mean? But as long as we get the live stream, as long as we get Big D with the play-by-play call here, man. Oh man, can't wait. Monday night, man. But all right. Well, we'll keep guys posted. I'm sure they're gonna post about it soon, probably possibly over the weekend on that. But do we? You got the Big D? You got the list of the shooters that are gonna be competing on this, or what?
so we don't even have a list of who's going to be shooting
Okay.
yet. But
All I
I
know
mean,
is it's going to be the All Stars. That's it. That's all we know.
yeah, it's just going to be all stars, and I can give you them real quick. So at forward, you got C
Probably forward.
Webby.
Yeah.
Forwards, C Webby, Hoagie, Barrowbod, Some Fat Geezer, Brandon, Stump, Dizzy Bone, Mizzy Mike, Maggle, Seifert, Lusky, and Little.
Wow.
That's your forwards.
Fellas, if you had to pick one of those, man, who's gonna take this here in this shootout, man?
Can Valsey play forward?
Well, he showed this week. He did.
Yeah, he's I believe he's planning on playing forward.
Well,
That's
all
why
right.
I'm
Well,
gonna
there
go
you
be the scapegoat.
There you go. That's my pick. If Valsey can play forward, that's who I'm picking in this. That's who I would has my number one shooter.
That's who I picked too, but I think Dark Horse could be C Webby too. Kid's got some good hands.
Absolutely.
Barrow, another guy who always seems to bury him on breakaways.
Yeah, but I think at the same time, is it going to be more about goals or is it going to be more about creativity? That's
Right,
I think
Hopefully
that's,
both.
Jay Whipson
At
on
least they
that
probably
list, or
find
is he on
a
there?
happy medium there.
Jay Whips is not on the list.
Wow, they didn't put Jay
which is
Whips,
surprising.
Man. Jay Whips 52 goals on the season, man. So then if
Yeah.
he's not there, I got to take Mizzy Mike, man. Mizzy Mike, my top guy here. C Web's not a bad choice either. All the guys you guys mentioned on this.
If we're going by goals, I'm going Mizzy.
Okay.
If we're going by style, I've seen Mizzy put a lot of one tees in.
Who's
Well,
judging this?
Mizzy.
Big
amount
D?
of one.
I haven't seen too many Michigans or anything from Mizzy. He can correct me if I'm wrong. I haven't seen too many. I just know that boy lights it up when that greaser comes across the ice.
Like big old goal 1T.
I don't know. My pick is
100 miles
Ballsy.
an hour.
Ballsy all the way.
Okay.
Kid's a straight up stud.
And
And
he
it's
don't gotta
surprising.
shoot on me.
Yeah, and it's surprising that he's playing goalie because he's so talented up front. That's
He's got some
That's
sick
crazy to me.
thumbs.
yeah.
I think that sometimes goes to show just how important the goalie position really can be.
But it's great to
Especially when
have
you
a
got
guy
someone
like
like
that.
Ballsy
Man.
on your team. You definitely want to make use of it.
They have a former Vesna winner on their management who, it's not like they don't have anybody else that can play goalie. I'm just saying, Officer Snipe. I mean, you were a hell of a goalie for us in season 5. I'm not sure why you're doing that to Valsey.
But it's great having a guy like that on your team, man. Because listen, sometimes there's some goalies that can only play goalie, man. That don't really fit well in other positions, you know what I mean? But when we got a guy like that, fits in real well, you get another goalie on your squad that's available that night. Yeah, bring him up. Why not? But okay, so that's Big D. So that's happened. That's taking place on Monday, right?
Yeah,
just
that's
that, right? For Monday.
Mm-hmm. That's all I know is Monday. I'm not 100% sure what time, but I will, get everybody the information, and we will have a stream up. I think me and Greatness is going to do it. So
who's judging all of this, man? Management, media, or what? What's happening?
I would say the first point would be me and Greatness.
Okay, all right. So
but
up here in the booth, man, you guys gonna be okay? We got the
we're
best
gonna be in the
seats in the
booth,
house.
so yeah. I mean, we can always open the chat for people. So
Okay. Awesome. You guys gonna have like your 10s and 9s or just those cards? I'm kidding.
I'll just use my fingers.
So that's Monday, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, what the actual All-Star series or what?
Yeah, it will be an all-star game, so it'll be what is it, 5-on-5 or 6-on-6?
Okay.
And then it'll be a best of 3.
Best of 5.
Is it best of
best
five?
of
Best
five,
of
yeah,
five. So
sorry.
what? Two games in one night, 3 of the other, something like that.
That's correct.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Um, okay. I don't know if all you guys looked at the rosters or anything.
You guys already know West is going to be the team to beat. So
Okay.
I don't see how that could happen when one side has Geezer. Just- sorry.
I'm a biased. I'm a Betsy biased.
I didn't know greatness like Geezer like I do out here, man. Okay.
You'll never love him as much as I do.
We
I'm
gotta get
trying to
Geezer on the
find-
show
My
one day,
Izzy.
man.
It's the guy with the biggest arms, the greatest charm, and the one who does all the harm.
I'm
He'll
trying to
beat you
figure.
1-on-1. He'll beat you 2-on-1. He'll beat you 5-on-1. But he'll make them all need 911.
There we go. There we go. Shout out Geezer, man. Always great character too, man. I love the streams.
Where is the lineup?
Lineups?
I can't find it.
Sports
The
Center,
All-Star.
March 28th.
Sports Center, March 28th. Yeah, I'll give my opinions on that.
Also, yeah, it has Geezer. Sorry, that's enough for me.
Okay, so the lineups is BLH East, which is team captain is Krejci.
Oof.
Forwards are Fat Geezer, Seifert, Mizzy Mike, Maggle, Little, Stump. Defense is Hartsey, Jovals, Wildcard. Goalie, Vivop, Fike. West is team captain is Volsey. Forwards, Barrowbod, C. Webby, Hoagie, Brandon, Dizzy Bone, Lusky. On D, you got Officer Snipe, Jay Sawyer, Adam Westfield, Drizzy Annette, and Shimbo Slice.
Attaboy, Jersey.
Oh wow. Okay.
Well deserved.
Appreciate that.
Oh boy.
Sorry, man. It's not even a question, man. Like, I'm sorry. Like, when your
I'm
team has a
taking-
Geezer, I'm sorry.
I'm taking Volsey's. I'm taking
Wrong.
Volsey's team. And
Wrong.
and this is why. Because
Defense.
yes. And Geezer doesn't have Barrow and J Whips.
Oh yeah,
I mean-
because that's what he's missing. Yeah,
Listen, Geezer's great. He is.
Yeah.
But I'm going to take Barrow and C. Webby because I just think that they're going to be, I don't know. I think they're going to be lights out. And then you got Hoagies that's going to sit there and take one-timers all night. And plus their defense is better. I mean, you got Jay Sawyer back there who's been top-notch. And you got Adam Westfield who's also a Norris caliber defense.
yeah.
That kid's an animal.
I just
Yes.
I can tell you firsthand, just from playing with him, even before league, that he's going to come in and be one of the
No doubt.
top guys on the defensive side. So
I just
very
think
lucky
West,
to play with him in this league too.
I just think West is deeper.
Doesn't matter. They're gonna lose 2
Guy
games
that
to
can
Geezer.
take it. He's a guy that can take it from
I,
one line to the other too as well.
I'm
He's
not
sneaky
going
good
to
in that
disagree with
category.
you, but I feel like Barrow can carry just as well as Geezer can.
Also, they have the beef bus. Seifert.
Yeah, but he should be playing Tendy. That's what he should be
He can-
doing.
He's having a good season. He's having a solid season at forward. Him and Maguire are having some fun.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's just my opinion. I mean, Geezer might come in here and just put up 10 goals a game and
Right?
send it home, but
I think he's promising.
yeah, that's just my opinion. That's all.
Well, you know what, Big D, I do like the West defense. I got to agree with you
Yeah.
there. I think the defense, and could be a difference maker on here. Both teams have a great offense. I mean, on both ends. Any of these guys could step up. You mentioned Geezer. Well, C-Web could do the same on the other end. Same thing with Barrel. You know what I mean? So, and it's going to be interesting to see those two guys on separate squads. So that's,
I do want to say one thing. I do love the defensive side of the West. If Sharpapi got the nod instead of Officer Snipe, I would be way more inclined to agree with you. I think the reason he gave for not nominating him was because he wasn't going to be available, which, I mean, kind of a weird stipulation, but
That stinks.
yeah.
Drizzy, you ready for that offense or what, man? Coming at you, man.
Yeah, I mean, I just look at it as going in with two high-powered teams and just trusting your guys in front of you. Especially if I got someone like Adam, who I've been playing with day in and day out for this long. I mean, it's easy when you're synchronized with one of those defensemen too, like that, knowing that they got your back each and every possession, and especially when they know how you play as a goalie too. That helps out a lot. So just having Adam there, I think it'd be smart to put me and him if you are going to run us in the same lineup. Probably two put us in the same lineup because, like I said, me and him know each other like a book. Pretty much play off of each other.
Yeah, having an anchor on one side and basically not even have to worry about that side of the ice for most of the game is a huge advantage.
Which is
Does
also,
that-
for what it's worth, is my blocker side. The side that most goalies do have to worry about. So having a guy like Adam over there on the right side definitely helps ease me up and makes my job a lot easier.
Okay. Like the confidence on here. We'll see. We got another confident guy in the chat there. Shout out to Dyke. I am getting a shutout the game I play, is what Tyke's saying on there. It's big words there. We'll see what happens. That all goes down this upcoming week, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. All-Star Week on here should be fun. And like I said, we'll definitely bring you guys the coverage. Big D, greatness on here Monday night. And then the usual suspects there, I believe Tuesday, Wednesday. So it should be fun. Great to see. That's it, right? That's all the All-Star for that, right?
Yeah,
Cover
I think
that?
so.
Okay. You guys want to talk about playoffs, man? Are we going to jump into playoffs or what, man?
I'm in.
You're
I'm in if
Yeah,
you
right.
want.
Playoffs.
Greatness, you in, man?
Yeah, we can dive into that. I don't mind.
So
This
we
is what I'm
know.
going to do, fellas. I'm going to give my hot take, and I'm going to get out because I want to go have a few beers with my buddy for his birthday. So I'm going to give my quick playoff hot take. I'm going to let you guys do exactly what you do while I go have a few more beers before I got to go back to reality tomorrow to work. So, a lot of people say when you do get into playoffs, it goes one of two ways. You either ride the momentum train or you get a fresh start. Someone like Maggle's obviously looking for a fresh start. But just based off of, once again, biasness, what I've seen myself, I definitely think Riverhawks are that team to beat. I might be sleeping on Scrub City a bit, like I said, just because of the times we've played them and what I've seen. I do think the Ice Hogs, when they have the right line deployed, are as good as any out there. So I really do think those are two teams to watch. Obviously, looking at it, I think Ice Hogs face Scrub City first. So, I mean, right there, that's going to be a tell-all as far as series go. I think Riverhawks have an easier route to that. But like I said, Maggles can use the motivation and take the clean slate and run with it for what it's worth. I do think each team on any given night could beat any of the other teams. But like I said, right now, I'm riding Riverhawks. My Izzy boys, CN, shout out to you. You've been doing great with that team. So right now, if I had to put my money where my mouth is, that's where I'm going. Big D, you deploy that boy on the wing. He's a shooter, so gotta watch out for him too.
Awesome. Hey, Drizzy, man, thank you. Thanks for coming on here. Appreciate the shout out here. Good luck in that All-Star series.
Appreciate it.
And
Appreciate it.
enjoy your night, man. Thank
And
you.
one other thing too is, I just want to thank league management and this whole league for giving guys like us opportunities to come in and play. This was my first league ever, so coming in, it was a lot of fun and definitely got to learn a lot. And I feel like from day one to now, I'm a totally different player. So definitely helped my game out, and it's gonna be fun to see where it progresses going on from here.
Absolutely, man. Hey, good luck the rest of the way, man. Absolutely. And that's what it's all about, the experience, improving as the season goes by and learning experience. As long as you pick up on that, make the changes, and come out strong the following season. So, absolutely, man. Thank you, man. Thanks for coming on here.
Yeah, no, thank you guys for having me. Everyone, whole community, you guys are great. Shout out. Good luck in the playoffs. And we'll see you Monday for the All-Stars. Hopefully give you some entertaining hockey.
Hell yeah. There you guys go, man.
All right. I'll see you guys. Thank you all.
See ya, be careful.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that Charlie Kelly. The overlay's a little off though. I'm not Big D.
Let me see if I can. All right, so All right, so we hop into the playoffs, man. So obviously, Riverhawks, Magos coming up on here. Do the Magos have anything to, pull up the upset on here? Let me ask you guys this, man. What's gonna happen here in this series for the Magos to take down the Riverhawks? If you're the Magos on here, what needs to happen on the ice here? Player wise or matchup wise, what did the Magos got to do in this series? Not only to compete, but actually to try to take the series here against the Riverhawks.
Go ahead.
Yeah. All right. So this is one of like the most fun teams to be on. I feel like this team constantly dicks around all the time. And
Magos? Yeah.
I honestly I don't think they give a shit about the regular season. Sorry for my language here, but like they're in the playoffs. That's really all they care about. Like they don't care about forfeits as long as they were like as long as they focus. And Casper, honestly, he has one of the like most talented thumbs in the league. If he actually tried and like gave it his all, I don't think they would be in the 4th seed by any means. But because I feel like they don't, I mean, this league is as competitive as you want it to be. So, I mean, as long as they focus up and they want to win, I think they absolutely can. It's not even an issue.
I mean, listen.
Especially since they aren't going against Sonic Geezer first round.
I mean, listen, man. They finished the season below 500. I mean, 20-22 on here. So yeah, I agree with you there. Greatness, regular season. Did they really put the full effort on there, or
I don't know.
are they gonna step up here during the postseason? Where we're gonna see a different Magos team come out, and test this Riverhawks team, right in that first round, man.
I think they only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 players that have played over 10 games.
You only need 6.
Yeah, I know. But if you can get that, to me, that says that there's not availability. So if you can get a full availability of your first line of Casper, Mago, and Seifert,
You
and
got
you
Fly
get
in there too.
and Fly, and
Chubby.
you get a solid goaltender because they have 9 goaltenders that have played. like G Guard sucks it up and plays goalie for them or Vivop or whatever.
Seifert, Ingval if he pulls his head out of his ass.
That's what I mean. Like they have a chance, and I think what they do is the way they shut down the Riverhawks is they take away Mizzy, shut him completely out, and you apply pressure on Jay Sawyer, and don't allow him to carry the puck through the zones. If you can get pressure on him and get him frustrated to where he has to do it all, that'll be their ticket. And they're going to have to somehow get to Krejci. They're going to have to get him flustered or something because that's the only way you're going to beat the Riverhawks.
I think it's much easier said than done there, Big D. Here's the problem I got, man. These two, this entire season, man, I played. The Magos only beat the Riverhawks twice this entire season. One of them was an overtime game on there. So as far as matchup wise, Riverhawks definitely, and just the way the Riverhawks here finished this damn season, they did a hell of a job pulling up those trades as well, improving this team. And I don't see. I'm sorry. Even though I love my man Mago on there, man. Maybe he proves me wrong. He shows up in the playoffs, but I don't think it's gonna happen. I think he's gonna need some prayers, maybe some EA gods coming down, granting him some gifts. But this Riverhawks team is just damn too good, man. They're number one on here. They finished the season as number one. Got past the Scorp City. I was very surprised, and I'm a believer here, Big D. You made me a believer on here. I wasn't most of the season, but I don't know, man. I think we're gonna see CN here at the end of the season.
Voicing that.
Coming on here, but Yeah, no, I don't know. You mentioned about the games played. Yeah, that kind of worries me because on there, you know. But is it what greatness is saying? Is it that, they really don't? We get in the postseason. That's it. That's all that matters. And can they take down one of these top teams, the top team here this season right now in the Riverhawks?
Well,
Oh,
like I said, I don't believe
yeah, same.
I don't believe that they'll win, but I'm just saying that's how you're going to have to try and
How you would
take
face it,
down the
right?
Riverhawks.
Right, absolutely, absolutely.
I'm just saying,
And
don't be surprised if Magos actually take this to game 6 or 7.
And if
I
listen,
agree.
like you said, if they could shut down Mizzy Mike on here, that's a huge part. I mean, that's a huge part of their
You
offense
got
on
Meister
there.
too.
So if they could figure something out somehow, or limit him to a goal or two here, then yes, that could definitely put them. But then again, man, it's not only that, man. You got a stacked defense. You got a tremendous guy back there in net. It's going to be very difficult for the Magles on this. Um, but hey, that's why we play the game, right? That's why we play the
Right.
game. Things happen. It is a video game as it comes down to so and silly stuff have happened before. I'm sure to all of us on here. So we'll see. So that's that matchup. Now the other one. Unless you guys got anything else to add on here, guys.
Not for that one though.
All right. All right.
I think the Riverhawks are going to take it at the end of the day. I think they do have way too much depth. They have way too much talent, and I think they're going to be able to spread it around. Especially with a guy like Dizzy Bone, who seemingly knows how to adapt to anybody's play. Just the way Dizzy plays, it is crazy how one game he can be doing something and then the lineup can change, and the next he's playing completely different. He's a chameleon, and I love his play style.
Listen, for the Magos, I think what's got to happen on here, it's got to be a low scoring games, man. They've got to play defensive. They're not gonna outscore the Riverhawks. That's not gonna happen on here. And if it gets into like a shootout type of game, they're losing this series, man. I don't think they have enough firepower to match up the Riverhawks on here. I mean, you look at the season stats on here. The Magos goals for is only 152 this season. You know what I mean? I know it's the only regular season, but that's pretty low, 152. Whereas the Riverhawks are right up there with Scrub City with 210 goals for. So, but if Magos somehow find a way, play that defensive, I think they got to play very defensive here in this game. Not make much mistakes. Keep it a low scoring game, and maybe get one or two past crazy and. Yeah, you take a game or two here, you make this into game 5 or game 6. That's when it gets interesting. So, we'll see what happens. And the other one, this is gonna be huge, man. Scrub City Ice Hogs on here, man. I'll start with you on here, greatness. Who do you got here first? Do I even have to ask, man?
Yeah, considering that one side has Geezer and the other doesn't, I'm pretty sure we can.
Okay. All right. All right. All right. So you're going. They got Geezer. Okay, I find out. But what about this ice? If Ice Hogs were to pull the upset here against Scrub City, what would need to happen besides shutting down Geezer over there on the other end?
What Big D was saying earlier when he threw Hoagie underneath the bus,
Sorry.
basically
Hoagie.
saying it was a confidence issue. Basically, when their team gets down, the party goes silent, and everybody's frustrated, and they just try to figure it out on their own. If they get up early, it seems like and it seems like everyone's having fun. I feel like that could be easily a way to get that done. Honestly, get the puck into CW's hands as much as possible. I truly think they need to be entering in on the left side with CWB and finishing over on the right with Hoagie. I think the puck needs to enter on the left side 80% of the game.
Okay. Okay. I like that strategy, man. I like that tactic on here. Hopefully the Ice Hogs are listening in on here. Here's my man. I can't go against Scrub City, man. I mean, I've been on these guys all season long. I know they didn't finish number one on here, but they are my number one team here still, regardless of what the standing state. Um, I got to go back to the way the season ended. I just Ice Hawks fell flat. You lose to this team that you're gonna play in the playoffs. You lost 10-2 that final night of the regular season. I mean, I that can't happen. And plus, the thing is with the Scrub City team towards the end of the season, you're seeing a lot of the guys be more active on here. They know what's coming up, man. They know the players that's coming up. McTricky's back active. Geezer's back on the ice on there. They're getting ready for the playoffs. I think this is a team that's ready and can't wait for the playoffs to start. I wouldn't want to play Scrub City right now.
Well, ultimately, Jesus, this is so hard. I don't want to bet against my team, but I think Scrub City's going to take it. And I think the reason why is because
You're not in the lineup. Is that?
no, I think the way the Ice Hogs win this game is they have to control the neutral zone. Scrub City is so good at taking away the neutral zone, and then when they break out, they're
so fast.
They're so fast, and they move the puck so well through the neutral zone. The problem that we got into that game this week was we were kind of like we would get the puck, and then our forwards would break out faster than what the puck was coming out. So the D would come out, and then they would just sit in the neutral zone like almost like a 2-3 trap,
Just waiting. Yeah.
just waiting for us to fall for it. And that's okay. Like, you have your forwards breaking out, but like if the puck is not coming out of the zone faster than what you're breaking out, the wings have nowhere to go. So they just sit at the red line or the blue line. So I think the way you beat Scrub City is almost like how the Riverhawks play. Is they have a D man, he comes out, he does his 10-2 turns in the defensive zone, gets people to bite, and then is able to move the puck through the neutral zone. That's how I think you beat Scrub City. But you still have to get into the offensive zone through the neutral zone. So usually what they'll do is they'll pack up into that 3-2 in the neutral zone, and then when they come down, they all pack into the middle. And that's where like teams like the Ice Hogs struggle, because they just try and feed it back and forth through the middle of the zone.
So you're saying Ice Hawks should probably wait out the trap and have somebody like Reimer or Boston Sniper try to take the puck in and just see what they can do and just.
Yes, that would be my guess. You have to have Reimer on the back end to be able to control the play coming through the defensive zone.
He can. I mean,
and he can. But the wingers have to realize, like, hey, we have to move. We have to create some chaos in the zone. Like,
it's gotta be movement.
Yeah, you got to move, and you got to create small area passes throughout the neutral zone so that you can get into the offensive zone. That's what we had trouble with during that game, is we could not get through the neutral zone. So you either have somebody that's able to come through the neutral zone from the defensive zone, or you have to time it right where you can get to the red line and dump it, and the forwards can go with speed.
And you have to be talking. That starts there. Starts with communication.
Yeah, that's how you could beat Scrub City. Is it possible? Yeah, it's possible, but it's going to be a really freaking tough series. I feel like it's either going to go to Game 7 or it's going to be a sweep. There's no in between.
Yeah. You know what I think that could make this series very interesting on here? If Volzy steals a game or two, man, which easily could happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if that does, Ice Hogs win a game here, we're looking at a Game 6 or possibly Game 7. And if that does happen, then, you could throw all this out the window, man. Anybody's game at that point. So I think that could definitely happen on here. I wouldn't be surprised, if Ice Hogs come out the series. Is it going to happen? I don't think so, but it could very well. If I'm Ice Hogs, you know what I do on here, Big D? You know what I do on here? I watched some of the Warriors tape, man. I see what the hell did those guys figure out that the other guys didn't have and got the job done, man. And take some of that, come in here in the playoffs and get the win. Because
Mhm.
listen, man, I mean, Ice Hawks at one point here in the season were very dominant, man. They were possibly the team to beat at one point. They got to get back to that formula on here. And like I said, if Volzy can, which he's proven this season, he's done it here for the Ice Hawks. If he does it here in the playoffs, it could make that. It could possibly bring it to like a game 6 or game 7.
I did sleep on it. I did forget Volzy was playing net for the Ice Dogs. Yeah, I mean the guy is having an incredible season and definitely one of the cornerstones. Yeah, I forgot. I completely forgot about goalie play just because it is so hard to play it. But yeah,
And
I
sometimes
mean
in the
I could definitely
playoffs,
see that.
man, that becomes a big difference maker, man. Maybe not so in some other series, but in one like this with the Scrub City and Ice Hawks, I could easily see that happening, man.
Both sides have talent. It's not for lack of talent. Just
Yeah.
getting the game plan together and everybody being on the same page.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I agree. I mean, I think what's really gonna determine this series is Ice Hog's back end. Who are they going to put back there? And I think for me, your number one D line is Reimer and Sharpoppy. That's what you have to go with. So, I mean, we have a lot of talent up front. So, I mean, it's just like Greatness said, it's just, getting in and getting some chem and figuring it out because, you know, if not, it's going to be a quick series.
Absolutely, absolutely, and I could definitely see that happen as well. You know what I mean? As I said, when this Scrub City team is on, when a fire on there, and we see some of these 10-2 blowout games, yeah, uh, it could be over within two
Can you imagine
nights.
that 10-2 game, huh? I'm sure Big D loves
Absolutely.
that.
But, hey, you know what I mean? Maybe they forget about it with this little bit break here. I don't know. Maybe it goes away, but we'll see. Um, That's actually all that I had on here. I don't know if there was any other news in the league or any other happenings going on besides that. Was there anything else you guys had on your plate or any particular shout outs here?
No, I don't have anything. I
No?
just,
Okay.
The awards committee. I thought for the most part they did a great job. I agree with probably 95% of the nominees. Um, I would have liked to have seen Stump get a Selkie nod, but like I said, Lusky had a hell of a season. What he had to deal with
He's
his
in the All Star
his
game, though,
AGM.
right? Stump?
Yeah,
Yeah, he is. Okay.
yeah.
he had a great season. Just unfortunately, he bounced around the bottom two teams, and it's hard to put up numbers.
Right, right, right.
Yeah. Uh, I mean, I agree with all the nominations too. I mean, they're pretty obvious in some of them that who's going to win. For me, like Krejci's going to win the Vezina, hands down. I mean, you just look at his numbers; he's just been lights out.
His numbers, number one seed, kind of hard to go against that.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
Absolutely. Well, fellas, man, thank everybody here tuned in here on this Friday broadcast. We appreciate you guys. Appreciate the support here for the show as well. So, me and Big D come out here each week, and so we'll be back next week. We'll recap the All Star game, what went down. Make sure you guys check out the live streams. It's Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesday this upcoming week. And then we'll be getting ready for that playoffs coming up, man. A quick season here. It seemed like it flew by on here. So I'm
7 weeks.
excited for it, man. Excited for a lot of stuff happening coming up. I'm sure then signups will be coming up shortly for the next season. But I'm looking forward for the All Star game. You're gonna see some top talent out there from this season. And thank everybody here that tuned in. Thank our guests here. Greatness, thanks for coming on here.
Yeah.
Drizzy as well. And that's what it's all about. Maybe we'll see if we could get some guests, maybe some guys from this All Star game, Big D. Any of these top performers maybe come out on the next Friday broadcast right before the playoffs. Let's get, or maybe we could get one guy from each of the playoff team, man, on here. Get their
That'd be
thoughts
fun.
on the matchup before the matchup. You know what I mean? Let's get some talk going on here, man, between these guys.
You always
I
get
feel
Yogi on here.
I feel like, man, I feel like all these GMs that are in the playoffs right now, they're too nice. Like I don't think we're gonna give like that whole like WWE style like trash talking. Like the league has come so far and separated itself. Like I just feel like you'll get a bunch of like drone answers like, yeah, any team can win it. And yeah, I don't know. I can just see it.
We
I
gotta
don't know.
spice
I
it
could
up,
see
man.
Maggle throwing some bombs.
Maybe Bagel. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. We definitely got to get him, man. Got to get him at least one of the weeks, man.
Get
Yeah.
shrimp in here.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
There's some loud mouths out there, man. There's some guys on there that I see them in the Discord, man. Unless they're just a bunch of keyboard warriors out there. But let's get them on the show here, man. See what's up, man. Before we get the playoffs, man. Let's talk about it on here. Me and Big D will be. You guys know where to hit us up on there on the Discord. Send us a DM. We'll bring you guys here on board, man. We're all for it. And once again, everybody good luck there on the All Star games. And we'll be back next week with your recap. Same time, same channel, right here for the Bar League. Everybody have a good night, have a great weekend. Be watching WrestleMania here this weekend. 2 nights of that, and then get ready for Monday night. Have a good night, everybody.
See you guys.